I think most of these colors are in my color season. Good morning. We're headed to the gym. As always, it is 5:20. We're still at sea. We do not dock today until almost 11 a.m. Central Time in Mexico. Royal Promenade is empty. Very few people walking around. I'm getting ready to get it. Like this gal. I think I'm going to run again today. There's a look at the Royal Theater. We're just off to the right here. Very calm night as far as sleep. And I am ready to get a workout. We got a big excursion day today. Excited about that. 3.5 hours. My warm-up is done. I did 35 minutes to warm up. Climbing 1,400 feet, 550 calories. Now we're going to run for 6 miles and then do a 10-minute cool down. Okay, I have messed this treadmill up. Running portion is done. I'm going to show you something trippy. You want to see something trippy? Try running in a straight line while you're at sea and your horizon and your horizon line is moving perpendicular to you, right to left. I can't look at that too often running. It's extremely mind altering for sure. All right, I'm all done. Oh, that was a good little workout. Got my sweat on, got a little bit dizzy watching the horizon. So excited. Today, our first excursion. I've never been to Costa Maya, Mexico. Super excited for that. Big adventure day today. We'll get into it in just a bit. I'm gonna get showered. I think we're gonna have some breakfast. I got showered and picked this girl up with me. We're headed to the Windjammer for breakfast. Sunny, beautiful morning at the high seas, headed to Costa Maya.
I think I've been eating enough for breakfast, as active as we've been the last few days, because I get really hungry by noon, and that's not like me. But this is a couple scrambled eggs with bacon and cheddar cheese. I totally forgot that they will make you an omelet. I'm going to do that tomorrow, I promise.
It's because we loaded up on the front end, and then the omelets are in the back.
Fried egg, pork sausage, bacon.
Awesome. We got
and coffee, of course.
We got a 3-hour adventure today.
I know, and the ship hasn't even gotten to Costa Maya yet.
Yeah.
We're supposed to land at 11, and our excursion's at 11:30, so I want to be good and fueled up.
Yes, me too. Loads of bacon, loads of sausage. This was an apricot cream cheese, so I wanted to try a little bit of that. I hope that's just dried apricots in regular cream cheese. And then the cheese omelets I really like. I think it's 3 eggs, so I got two big servings of that. Got to fuel for that.
Ready? Yeah. It is 10:30.
Yes.
We have just been reading our books at the poolside while waiting. It is gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous today. Sunny,
So pretty.
not a cloud.
Nope.
We have an excursion in Cozumel at 11. We have to meet on deck 5. So we are headed to guest services really quick because I've lost my sunglasses. We're just going to ask if maybe they have them. And then,
Those are mine.
yeah, these are his. I have lost like 3 things on this cruise so far.
No.
And then we're headed to Cozumel to do a snorkel day. We're super excited.
Costa Maya.
Costa Maya. These days are running together.
I know.
We are in the Royal Theater. Our excursion takes off in about half an hour, and I think we're the first ones here. But I wanted to show you, Michael has started his own standalone vlog with the GoPro. So there's going to be 2 vlogs that come out today, mainly because we're having such a hard time with the internet getting these videos to upload. So he's going to handle the majority of this excursion on the GoPro. So if you're here to watch that, all the water stuff will be on the GoPro, and I'll just take what few clips I can get, and I'll phone vlog. But we did not feel that it was a good idea to take the DJI off the ship. It's not waterproof.
It's still
cumbersome.
too new.
Yeah. So I'm going to do the best I can to vlog this day. He's going to vlog most of the excursion on the GoPro.
The first operation is to put our little stickers so we know which boat to get on.
What's that for?
I'm not sure.
He said to put it somewhere visible.
Yes.
It'll be like the old days of the tanning bed with the Playboy
With the
Bunny
little
sticker.
heart and the yeah.
This is where we saw Back to the Future last night. And while I would say the acting was phenomenal, the special effects were incredible, I definitely think that's the kind of show that families and audiences love. It's kind of a non-controversial, great show. it was for me kind of a one and done, but I think the actors who were doing the performances and the special effects were like top tier, top notch.
It doesn't look like the same theater.
It doesn't at all. 11:15, we are off this boat. My God, that's a big boat. Headed to Costa Maya. We said this would be a really long walk off the gangplank, but to be honest, this is not that bad. It's not that far. Look at the size of these rows.
God. You imagine what would happen if one of those snapped?
No, did somebody have to like manually put that there, or do you think they have a machine for that?
I think manually.
God. Also, I did not know that you do not have to have a passport to get into Mexico. So all we have is our driver's license and our C-Pass cards. I'm thrilled to know we don't have to have a passport. They told us the Sargasso is at a level 3. We don't know what that means, but we do know that it's bad. We were in Tulum.
Was it Tulum? Yeah.
Tulum a few years ago, and it was also really, really bad. It did not stop us from snorkeling. They offered us alternative things to do. We didn't want to snorkel, but we're like, as long as there's a shower, we can rinse it off. We are going to go full steam ahead.
No worries.
We're going to plunge into that Sargasso.
That's when we were taking our certified scuba course.
And he showed us pictures. We have definitely swam indoors. So
Yes, definitely.
Don't know how that will affect the footage that comes out, but I am not
Cross your fingers.
terribly scared of the Sargasso. As long as you can rinse it. All right, we have made it. We had some absolutely hilarious instructions, and now we are following our hilarious guide to where we're going to go snorkel. I'm so excited. I can definitely smell the Sargasso, but it doesn't look like it's as bad as we were expecting. Here's a little glimpse at the sea. We have been in way worse. I am so excited. We have not had enough swimming this summer.
We love Latin America.
Yes. This is our beach club, and they told us we have an open bar. We don't really drink a lot, so probably won't be taking advantage of that, but for the price that we paid, that's awesome. So we're going to put all of our things in there. Switch over to Michael's vlog if you want to see our snorkel adventure.
Get ready.
It is 3:30, almost 4 actually. We need to get back on this ship. We've been having a lot of fun today. Wow, okay, so it's like a maze. Getting into Costa Maya's port was super easy. Getting out has been terribly difficult. We have been wandering around in retail for a while now trying to figure out. There are signs back to the ship, but it's almost like it's a maze and they keep redirecting you to through stores and out the backside. I mean, it could totally be user error here, but we have really been on the struggle bus figuring out how to get home. There's the beautiful water. Go watch Michael's video if you want to see our snorkeling adventures. I'm not going to put any of the footage in here We actually did not see a whole lot in the water today, but we had a really good time hanging out at the beach club, and I would definitely say it was worth what we spent. He'll tell you about that in his vlog. It was worth what we spent. It was unlimited drinks at the beach club, and we had about 6 or 8 waters between the two of us.
Yeah.
We are not fun party people, but let's go get back on this ship and get out of here. I just realized that is Mariner of the Seas, which we were on.
What, 3.5?
3 years ago, exactly. It was August of 2022.
Okay.
We were on that exact ship. This was before it went through its refurbishment. I don't think it takes out of Canaveral anymore. It was Michael's first cruise.
Yeah.
I'd only ever been on Majesty of the Seas before this. But it's been refurbished now. I think it takes place out of another port. But we were on that cruise ship somewhere up there at that pool deck.
That's true.
When I was like, you know, I've always wanted to start a YouTube channel. And we spent that whole week brainstorming what would a YouTube channel be like for the two of us.
And look at us now.
Look at us now. We are in that ship, which is so much bigger.
Look at this live music.
I waved at him. I didn't realize he couldn't wave back, so we finally did. That's so funny, though. That was our first cruise. That's how our YouTube channel got started.
That's right.
And here we are today. Also, you can see on Mariner this entire floor that is glass. And above it, the floor above it is also glass. One of those is the gym. I forget which floor it is. One of them's the Windjammer, the dining hall.
I think it's the angled glass in the back there.
Yeah. Or maybe it's still in the back ship. But anyway, that was the one thing I was saying about the gym on Mariner was nicer than the gym on Star. Was that you had this just like 360 view out the glass. Okay guys, I know this lighting is horrendous, but we are pushed for time, so I'm gonna actually start getting ready to go out for the evening, and I thought we would talk a little bit on the fly here.
Let's do it.
About our time in Costa Maya.
Yes.
We got off the ship at 11-ish when they let us off, and we just got back on a few minutes ago, got showered up. It's about 5:30 now.
Yep.
So I thought we would just tell you the story of Costa Maya.
Okay.
I did not film much. Michael filmed quite a bit on the GoPro, but at the end of the day, we didn't film a whole lot. We wanted to talk about what happened on Costa Maya. What we had booked was a beach club with a snorkel adventure, unlimited drinks. Food is not included. We only drank water. And like a little poolside situation.
We got a beach day snorkel. That's what it was called. Like Joel said, an exclusive beach club and an hour's worth of snorkeling. Total time was 4 hours. We paid $78 US per person for that excursion.
Which I think was totally worth it when you consider unlimited drinks, if you're the kind of person who drinks.
It was unlimited sodas, juices, and alcoholic beverages. The alcoholic menu was small, and it seemed to be more along the lines of only mixed drinks, outside of maybe a Modelo or, a type of Mexican beer. Like Julie said, we had water. Don't worry about us, guys. We promise it was clean. They brought it to us cold in a can. It was bottled by Coca-Cola, but it was actually not Dasani. I will agree with Julie. After having done all of it and just got back on the ship, it was worth the $78 for us, but I don't want to speak for her. I would say it's worth $78 because of the entire experience, not for the snorkel alone. Before we ever even got to snorkel, we got onto Costa Maya, and took a bus to our resort. And we had our beach bag and our GoPro, and that's the first story I want to tell. Oh, that's the first one. Okay.
We have clickbaited this video. Our GoPro got stolen on Costa Maya. It did get stolen.
It did.
We happened to have gotten it back because we got super lucky. So if you're here for the clickbait title, yes, we have a GoPro.
It's real.
We have had bad luck with GoPros. We've been through a lot of them. We're on our third GoPro. The first one got shattered when I got hit by the truck. The second one got completely drowned in South America. So this is our third GoPro. We did get our GoPro back. It did get stolen and we did get it back. So if you're here for the clickbait, that's the tea. But what had happened was Michael and I had set the GoPro down where we could see it while we were basically changing out of our clothes into, pulling clothes off of our bathing suits and kind of organizing our little beach bag right in front of our eyes. We didn't see it happen. Michael turned around to me and he said, the GoPro's been stolen. And he said it kind of quietly. But I was like, what do you mean the GoPro's been stolen?
Well, I said, I think it's gone.
I think it's gone. So I kind of panicked and I started looking around me and I couldn't see it anywhere. And then he actually went up to the guy who was, you know, kind of giving us our safety instructions for the snorkel class. And he started saying, the GoPro's gone, the GoPro's missing, the GoPro, we have a GoPro, it's gone. He just kept saying GoPro over and over and again. Well, there were a lot of people on this excursion today who did have GoPros, probably a lot of YouTube channels, people who like to film underwater. So everybody kind of started panicking because there were a lot of GoPros to be lost.
Mm-hmm.
And so Michael and I kind of got down on all fours and we were looking underneath benches and chairs. And the guy who was giving the instructions was like, well, hang on, let's look around for it. It's probably here somewhere. And I already had that sickening feeling. It's like we came all the way out here. We've got 2 more days worth of excursions that we want to vlog. This can't be happening. I was kind of panicking. And I was crawling underneath this like long bench thing looking for the GoPro. And then I saw another man that I had already talked to earlier today, so I felt like I knew him. And he was just sort of standing there. He had his hand out like this, and he was looking at it like he was in absolute disbelief. And he had my GoPro in his hand. And I thought, of course, at first I thought that he must have a GoPro identical to mine because it was in waterproof housing with a black and white strap. And he said, here's a GoPro or something like that. And he was just kind of like incredulous. Like, I swear, if he had looked down and saw Santa Claus sitting in his hand, he couldn't have seemed any more shocked. And then he just really carefully sort of set it down on the bench. And he's like, I didn't take that. And I was like, I think that's mine. So I picked it up and I took it from him, but I knew he didn't take it.
Yeah.
He was kind of flubbering like he didn't want me to think he had took it. And he said, that's not mine. Some guy just walked up and put that in my hand and disappeared. He said, I don't even know what he looked like. I think somebody had picked up that GoPro while Michael and I were just distracted for literally all of 3 or 4 seconds.
Maybe
Picked it up, and then when Michael just kept saying GoPro over and over again, they realized it was a hot potato, and now everybody is looking for it, and he just palmed the hot potato off on this unsuspecting older guy and disappeared. The guy said he couldn't have even recognized what he looked like. So, yes, we got the GoPro back. That was great. We were then able to go on with vlogging our excursion, our snorkel excursion.
Yeah, and I'll just say, I mean, I did. I was the one that turned my back to grab the fins. I promise you, it was less than 5 seconds. And they looked like little wooden church pews, and I thought I set that there. So anyway, it was a little hectic for about 10 minutes. We got it back, hadn't been touched. The whole reason that it didn't stay in my bag until we were ready to go out was because we put it in waterproof housing, and I didn't want it to get smudged or fingerprints on it. So I was setting it, lens up and all the things and whatever. So that's kind of how our morning started once we got to our destination. That's okay though. We booted.
Booted and rallied.
We told we didn't want to take fins, but he said, "Hey, there's a current today. We recommend it, so we put them on." Very glad we did. Now
had to wear a life jacket.
I don't
like snorkeling with a life jacket on.
That one's tough. It kind of gets up around our necks, and we both came away with it a little bit nauseous. I have a little bit of a headache even now. Yeah, I don't want to keep everyone too long, but I will just kind of simply say. This was the worst snorkeling experience by way of a visual, wildlife, coral, organic matter, sargasso. And we did have to swim for, Julie, I don't know how far our swim back was, but we had to swim through a ton of yardage of sargasso. I mean, we did before we got out into anything that resembled clear water. And I say clear because if you haven't seen it, you can go back and watch the video. It's clear-ish. And
we did say we were willing to snorkel knowing that the sargasso was bad.
We did, yes. Now, they did do a good job of saying, hey, we're just going to show you. It's a level 3. They had photos on their phone. But he's like, you just swim out a little bit. You're going into clear waters. And we said, look, we're fine with that. We want to get in the ocean. We've not snorkeled in a while. Let's do it. So again, leaving that aside, we get out into what is supposed to be, they didn't advertise it as pristine, but what's supposed to be the peak of what we are going to see. And guys, it was so tragic because the amount of coral that is dead out there, and the lack of wildlife, you can just tell it's not a healthy atmosphere. And that was sad.
It was like watching fish swim on the surface of the moon. It was so
It was
colorless.
that dark. And again, you can go back and watch the footage. So that was really unfortunate. And
that was so sad to see.
We got to the edge of the water, and what I mean by that is we got to the deepest part where we were going to turn around and do a swim back. This was a shore. I didn't say that. This was a shore excursion. So we didn't get in a boat. So we get to the cliff where we got a shelf, and it's like, hey, this is where they have to put the pier. This is where the boats go, because we have this shelf that's all the way around the edge of the country that it drops off like this. It was supposed to be an hour. I don't know, Jules. I had my watch on me, but it was just recording depth. But it felt like we just kind of waited out there for 10 to 15 minutes.
Waited way out, saw nothing the whole way.
Yeah, waited way out, saw nothing.
Nothing, just sand and silt.
To head back.
There were a lot. This is another lesson we've learned, not to do shore snorkels in large groups, because there were a lot of people who didn't know how to clear a mask, didn't know not to kick up silt and walk on the bottom, didn't know not to touch things. Tried
to tell us. They told everybody, reef safe, sunscreen. We were the only folks that we saw, because we saw tons of sunscreen coming out.
Chemical sunscreen. Yeah.
That was chemical. We, of course, had our zinc. And they even asked us, because they saw Julie putting on so much, and like, no. And we said, look, if this is zinc, you can see it, And Julie was right. She made a very good point to me and kind of stopped me in my tracks and said, look, this could be some folks' only experience diving in ocean water. And I said, you know what, you're right. So, but then again, that makes it even more tragic with the lack of wildlife. But we're just kind of out there floating for about 15 solid minutes, and then we swim back. So there was no hour of snorkel, was it? There was no hour.
The swim back was no joke.
The swim back, boys and girls, I am starving. It was like having a second workout in the afternoon, straight up. It was every bit of over a mile's worth of swimming. And you got to remember, you're not supposed to be swimming with your arms because you got a life preserver on. So Jules and I kind of have our arms anchored just so that we can kind of stay in a straight line to kick. And then you've got people, swimming into you, kiddos that are getting just worn out and tired. There's 2 lifeguards behind everybody trying to help people that are getting winded. It was no joke swimming back. And you're swimming against the current too, by the way, which we didn't tell you. But it was a stronger current than what they led us to believe. So
we were kind of disappointed with the snorkel adventure. Honestly, we're mostly just disappointed with the state of the reef.
The coral
in general.
was just the worst thing.
We're not trying to sound like whiny complainers.
No. But this is the first time we ever paid for something like this off of the ship.
We have snorkeled in beautiful places around the world, and we have seen that the coral reefs are not healthy. But this was our first, I think, smacking us in the face with how sad the coral reefs.
Nothing was alive, babe. Nothing was alive.
Everything was small. The fish were small. They weren't brightly colored. There weren't many of them at all. The coral just looked dead.
Even the rays were not as colorful as they should have been in like healthy water. I'll say that, healthy water.
But we recognize that we have been privileged and fortunate to snorkel all over the place. My favorite snorkeling of my life was in San Andres last
Absolutely,
summer.
Off the coast of Nicaragua.
That was the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen. And I was kind of expecting it to be like that, and that I believe that to have been a much healthier, less unhealthy reef. But it was frustrating to be in a large group of people who don't really know what they're doing, and then I recognize that we're the privileged ones, and we really are just truly grateful for all of the amazing things that we do get to do. And some people, this might be the first or the only time they ever get to snorkel in their life, and I'm sad that they see a reef that's
it. Yes, they paid the same money that we did, and to think that may be the only coral that they see is just so sad, because there were impressionable kids out there with us too, and so to think that might be what they get for ocean life is tragic. It really is.
But it was not an all bad day.
No, I'm sorry.
We came back. Our GoPro got stolen, but we got it back. We went snorkeling and it sucked, but we recognized that for some people this might be incredible and that we have just seen better in other places. But then we came back to the beach club and the pool was really nice. It was a saltwater pool.
Yeah.
For some reason, the saltwater pool, everywhere I touched it, the paint stuck to my legs.
Julie
So
come
my
back
legs
like
are covered
somebody-
in blue paint and I can't get it off. It's just been a terrible day. Not a terrible day. But we had a really fun time hanging out in the pool, drinking our 8 or 10 water bottles. And
I think it was, yeah.
we got to talking to some people. I don't remember their names, and I don't want to say them because I don't want to give them away. But they were from Minnesota, husband and wife. They're slightly older than us, and we just
hit it off.
The Southern expression is we shot the shit.
We shot. That's
we
exactly
just
what we
talked
did.
for hours to them. And they were so nice, and we have so much in common with them. They are cruise regulars and have done amazing adventures around the world. So he's
a certified diver. We talked about waters and diving. It was just such a cool. It turned out to be such an amazing day. It really did. And to think
they salvaged it for us, didn't they?
we kind of spoke to them because they sat right beside us this morning while we were waiting on our bus to take us off island. We just kind of spoke pleasantries. So to think of how it started at 11 and how it ended up at 4.
He was the one, ironically, whose hand our GoPro ended up in. And I think he wanted me to be sure.
Yeah, and he kept telling us.
And I kept trying to explain to him. I knew by the look on your face something was wrong.
He's like, I have one at home. I promise I have one at home. I just didn't bring it. We're like, we never thought it was you.
No, we could very clearly tell that you didn't know why you were holding our camera. And the whole thing was just, be careful when you're in the, we have traveled a lot and we have vlogged a lot going to places like this. And we always act like it's a great time and we have fun and nothing bad ever happens to us. And I feel like it's important to remind people that you must be safe and careful.
Yes, and it happened, and Jules will remember this, it happened in our own backyard once. We were at a theme park in Charlotte, outside of Charlotte. I literally turned my back for 2 seconds to put our stuff in a locker.
Our credit cards got stolen.
And our credit cards got stolen. It's like there was nobody behind me. So, it happens to the best of us. It's just, really, it's a PSA to say, truly be careful. These folks think you're coming from, the U.S. and have all this money.
They think you're rich and that you have all this. Michael almost got sold a fake Rolex.
It wasn't even a good fake.
We knew it was a fake. We knew it was a Folex, but we weren't sure just how hard they.
I want to see how fake it was and how
to make
hard,
it look. It was super fake. We knew it was fake. We just didn't know it was that fake.
I said, "This requires a battery," and he's like, "Yes."
But on the flip side, we do feel like we learned to hack because Michael unintentionally just started going GoPro, 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 GoPro,
and everybody shut up.
Everybody started looking for the camera we had lost because, coincidentally, everybody had a GoPro. And I really think the person who stole it worked for the excursion company because nobody acted like they were in any hurry to get out of this excursion. But there were lots of people who worked for the company that made themselves scarce, didn't speak to us, or whatever.
Yeah, that was weird too, wasn't it? It seemed like everybody got quiet. The workers got really
when
quiet.
When everybody started looking for our camera and GoPro was the word buzzing around in the air, I think it was just like a hot potato, and he had to pass it off to the next person and get out of there. So,
but why not? Just set it down and walk away, like right by a life jacket?
I don't know.
It was just so weird because you're right. So what Julie doesn't know, I've not told her, was I turned around because I was digging through our bag. I turned around and I see Julie and the guy talking. The guy who was holding it at
Minnesota.
Minnesota. I could see his face, and his face did look extremely confused.
Yeah.
And
he said he thought some worker handed him the camera because they wanted us all to have a camera to take photos under the water.
And then try to resell them to us.
Which is, honestly, as weird as the whole situation was, that was a perfectly reasonable thing to think.
Yeah.
Because it was handed to him by an employee of the excursion company. Yeah. So it's of course he thought that it was on the up and up, that it was legit, but it was not. They had taken our GoPro. Yeah. But we got it back. We got good footage. If you want to watch Michael's vlog, he filmed all the water stuff that I couldn't film with my phone. So
yes. So yes, if you want to see what the waters are like here, they did say this time of year that the Sargasso, the seaweed, was worse. And so just take it for what you will. But it was an experience. We always take experiences and we try to learn from them. And that's what we will do with this one. And tomorrow will be another day and another excursion that we hope will be even better than this one was today.
Yeah. I still had a good day with you.
Well, absolutely. It turned out to be a
I
fantastic
don't like
day.
complaining on our YouTube channel because I know how many cool and amazing things we get to do, and it makes me feel bad when I complain. But I feel like more than anything else, I really just want this to be a warning to people out there. You cannot just go through life thinking nothing bad ever happens. We just don't always talk about it, and I wanted to talk about this because it was a lot different to me knowing that my camera was stolen by somebody who works for the excursion that we paid for. Had it been another random tourist who swiped it, I wouldn't feel this way. But when you paid money to go be taken to this place and then they steal your camera, and we got it back out of sheer freak luck, but
we did. I think so. I think it was.
Our guard was let down because we had carefully watched that camera from the ship all the way there. But once we were at the place where we paid and we were around the other tourists and people that we thought we could trust because we had paid them, that's kind of what makes me a little more willing to talk about this.
And just so everyone does know, we did not book a third-party excursion. We went through Royal's offerings, and that's what Julie's saying. I had a false sense of security because of that reason. I thought, oh, Royal's got us. They contract with these folks. They vetted these folks.
Yeah.
But
we have been on the loose, on the fly, on our own in foreign countries plenty of times where every risk that we assumed we took full responsibility for, and anything bad that happened, if we would not bring it to the channel if it wasn't something that we felt like we had to learn from. Like we have really put ourselves at risk many times, and whatever happens happens. But this was an example of we paid these people to take care of us for the day, and they stole our GoPro, but we got it back. So
but I'm just so happy now that we didn't have any credit cards. We had no cash. We literally
didn't take our passports.
No, we just needed a government ID and our C card from the ship. And I am happy that that's all we did. The worst other thing was Julie's phone. They said we're going to lock it up, and even Minnesota at that time.
Too.
He said, we are not putting your stuff, our stuff behind your door. This just happened. They just had a GoPro stolen. We're going to take it down here and put it in this locker and lock it ourselves. I think he felt protective of us after. He's got a daughter that's like 21.
I think he thought that I thought he did it, and I never did. When I saw him standing there with his hand like this, he was as confused as me.
I could see the look on his face when I turned around. I was like,
it was like he looked down at his hand and a butterfly was on it, and he didn't know what to do. To recap, the Sargasso was bad, but it's all right. The coral reef is dying, and I feel miserable about that. The fingernail polish that I had on today was dreadful.
Oh, that. You had it on your cheeks?
I talked about this in Michael's. It was stuck to my face. The fingernail polish was just floating off in the salt water, so I'm definitely going to never buy that polish again. Our GoPro got stolen, but we did get it back. I have blue paint all over both of my legs for no reason, and I can't get it off. We didn't get sunburned, and we had a good time.
We still had a great day.
Yeah, we still had a great day.
I'm starving.
Let's go get. I think next thing on our agenda, we do have a show booked for tonight, the ice skating show, but that's not until later, and we're hungry, so I would really like to go eat.
Let's go eat.
Oh, we forgot to tell you in yesterday's vlog, but the reason we skipped main dining yesterday was because it was formal night. No, you don't have to dress up to go to main dining, but we didn't feel like dressing up. We didn't bring any super nice clothes. I didn't bring any closed-toed shoes, etc. Tonight we are going to skip main dining because it's an all Italian-themed dinner, and we would just rather go to the Windjammer. We've had such good food.
Yes.
Both mornings that we've had breakfast the last 2 days, the same guy has stopped by our table to kind of like take a little customer survey to ask how the Windjammer food has been. And I will tell you what I've been telling him. I'm like, the food in this Windjammer is better than main dining. And that's based off my other cruises in the past as well. It's almost like it's fresher, like they're cooking it. I'm trying to put my shoe on. God, quality content on this channel, I tell you.
That's all you get.
It's almost like they cook it or they keep it warmer or something for Windjammer until they need it. I don't know. Our food came out so fast at main dining the other night, and it wasn't anywhere near as good. So the main free dining cafeteria, we'd rather go there and eat, and we can get so much more food there. So we're skipping tonight as well because it's Italian. I don't know that we'll skip for the rest of the week, but we'd rather go to Windjammer, get food, and then get on with our day. It is super bright, but we have this great view of Costa Maya, and I want to show you what we each got for dinner. Here's the view. We're not moving. I can't usually sit for dinner this close to the window unless we are not moving. But this is my plate. Shrimp, this is turkey, this is lamb, this is prosciutto, 2 different kinds of cheese, and a fish. I don't know how to pronounce the name of the fish. And then here is Michael's plate.
Burgers, Italian beef Italian meatballs, and 3 different types of cheeses.
This is just plate number 1, by the way.
Oh yeah, uh-huh.
I don't know how well you're going to be able to see it, but if you see a lighthouse right there in about the middle of the screen, that's where we were. And you can kind of see the waves cresting. We were swimming along that as we went out to snorkel. And we went up the coast that direction. All right, this is plate number 2 for me. This is salt and boca pork, which I had never heard of. I had to look it up. It's a Roman dish. It's basically pork wrapped in prosciutto. It means something like it jumps in your mouth or something. Very excited about that. And then I have a little chicken breast. And then I couldn't resist getting a couple other things to try. This is roasted pumpkin. I'm going to give it a shot because it is fall, so pumpkin is in season. I'm going to see if that's any good. And over here we have grilled polenta. We had a lot of polenta when we were living in Colombia, South America. It's a fruit. I'm going to take a bite of it and just see. I have not got high hopes that it will compare to how good the polenta was in South America, but I am excited that they had it on the menu today. Took 1 bite of the polenta. I hate it. Definitely not going to finish that. I thought I remembered liking it from South America. After taking a bite, I remembered it kind of reminds me of cornbread, actually. Not for me. I think I was thinking of yuca. Not for me. Update number 2. I don't think I like the salt and boca pork either. I love pork and I love prosciutto, but it's got like basil or something wrapped in the middle. And even when I try to pick it out, it tastes overwhelmingly like, I guess, a basil leaf. Not really for me either. I tried it though, And I looked it up. I learned something, but it's not for me.
Had to get a full pound of meat tonight. The most reasonable option for myself. 2 more burgers, 1/4 pound each. That'll make it a full even. Added some more of the cheese. Tried a little bit of Julie's pumpkin. Was not a fan of the polenta either. Unlike Julie, I remembered liking it. I thought in South America.
I think we're thinking of something else.
I think we were thinking of something else. Look who we found. We found Sailor. Sailor. She works for Smiles.
She what?
Works for Smiles.
We gotta get out of here.
I know.
We have a show in 8 minutes. It's called Soul. It's ice skating.
Yay.
Oh, and we heard that there will be ice skating open to the cruisers on this ship, but they just don't have the equipment quite yet. So
yes.
One day you will be able to enjoy the ice skating rink, but that's not today. So, Royal Caribbean is so fantastic with the talent that they hire and the shows that they show. That was really, really cool. It was all copyrighted music, so I couldn't film the whole show. Yeah. But man, they look like kids, 20-something-year-olds out there on ice skates doing just the most incredible stunts.
50 minutes of movement and stunts, yeah.
Cartwheels, flips. I mean, I don't know the names for all. I was so impressed. I knew somebody was going to get hurt. Nobody got hurt.
Nobody got hurt. Pairs and solos and groups, triple axles. There was quite a bit of movement. It was great.
I am just so impressed.
It was a great show.
With the shows on this ship.
Royal was terrific because we had to ask for standby. There were no reservations left tonight. Since, again, the whole debacle on the first night, it's kind of trickled down into the other shows for us. But standby, they let us right in very quickly. And all we had to do, they asked you to show up 15 minutes early. And we had a great seat. And It was a terrific show. Terrific show.
So good.
Yeah.
It was kind of like themed on the morning news going off around the
Yeah.
country and complaining about how hot it was
How hot
going to
it
be.
was, yeah.
And then there were the lights, the lasers, the projection on the ice to try to mimic different areas around the country and what
Yeah, that
they
was
were
cool.
experiencing.
Almost like you were watching a stage change on a
Yeah.
theater production.
Yeah, Texas and their rodeo and Palm Springs, California, and
Miami.
laying out Miami. Yeah, it was a cool
It was.
show. It was neat, and of
It
course
was
the
really
whole
cool.
time I was freezing, so it was so.
It was cold in there.
Yeah.
It was cold in
all
there.
the songs were like loosely based around being hot, so
Yeah.
that was a awesome show. Absolutely, if
Terrific.
we could, I
Terrific.
would go see that one again.
We can.
We can.
Cruise director Mike said we could. Remember, he came out after the
I
show.
don't think we're gonna be on the boat when they do.
He
it
said, "You guys want a little bit more?" And we said, "Yes." And he said, "Well, then come back tomorrow. They've already done 2 shows today."
Yeah. Torque was good. I would see Torque again in a skinny minute.
And we
Soul was good. I don't know if Back to the Future I could live without, but
We could
I'd
live
love to see
without.
this again.
And so I think that's going to be interesting to see our last 3 nights on the ship. What we end up doing in the evening. So stay
It's
tuned.
halfway over already. Can you
No.
believe that?
No. Stay
You forgot
tuned
to
for
talk
that.
about your dessert.
Oh yeah, let me do that while we end the vlog because I started editing my excursion vlog and forgot to rate it. Let's see, we had a mudslide cookie. It was okay. It was frozen. I don't think it was fresh baked. The chocolate, I showed you like the chocolate shavings, straight up dark chocolate shaved off. That was the best. And the cannolis, the pistachio cannoli, no, it wasn't crunchy at all. And then the regular cannoli was okay. It needed more cinnamon in it. It wasn't punchy enough for me, but I've had worse cannoli. So overall, not a bad night of desserts, but the no sugar added prior to were much better, and I'm hoping we get to pick that back up tomorrow with the evening dinner. Come back in.
I realized my dress has pockets.
Boy, we learn something new every day, don't we?
Good night, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.
Have a good night. Beach.
We got more gifts. We got
We got a paddleball set. Julie don't even know what that is.
I have no idea what that is. You won't catch me playing that.
You play it on the beach?
Okay.
We should do this as kids. So you just set it up and, you just hit it back and forth.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
Oh my gosh.
It's fun. But look at that. Look at the coral and the... I've been doing all over thumbnails.
Thank you, Royal.
in this-
But I could really use a pair of sunglasses. I really need them.
Somebody lost it.
I really need there to be a giveaway with sunglasses in it. We don't need this.
Since Julie, I'd have nobody to play this with.
I will not be playing this game, whatever this game is.
I would love to send this paddleball set, custom Royal Caribbean Star of the Seas paddleball set to whomever wants to send or comment the first comment that they would like this. We would be happy to ship this to you. This is really nice. These are
I put him up to this.
yeah.
We
There's
do
a
not
pocket-
need this.
It's a pocket on the front. I feel like I'm doing the late night TV shows trying to sell QVC. I'm trying to sell something here. Oh, look here. It even has the anchor on the wiffle ball. So we would just love to send this to you because Julie would never, I don't have anything to play with.
Julie would never. Good night.
Good night.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.